consciousness. Not 100% sure what I want to title it. I had a handful of thoughts on my plate. Off the bat, I want to remind you, you should see the post here, the setup for the live stream for tonight, 7 p.m. tonight. Slick Dissident, Robert Phoenix on my channel. Slick is a good friend. He's, Slick is such a sweetheart. It's just like, it's easy to fucking work regular with him, and he's got the availability to do it. So, shout out to Gabe. Please check out Slick Dissident channel. He is a very, you might need a little bit of primer for what he's talking about, I've known Gabe long enough where I don't have to know Gurdjieff to hear him go on a tear about Gurdjieff and get something great out of it. But anyway, and Robert Phoenix is just one of our legendary astrologers in the Western tropical system in our world of what we are doing. And so these are tremendous people. We're gonna talk about some stuff, involving the history of repeating in the United States right now. As it has been and whatnot. We were sort of talking about that last time, but it was mostly me and Slick because Robert had something very pressing to do, and I did not blame him one iota. I never, can't blame it. Like, you should never blame anybody one iota for this stuff, right? Because unless there's like a contract and money or some other kind of promise that's in it for everybody, and or there's going to be some serious quote loss, then there's nothing but just feelings. And if my feelings ain't hurt because Robert had to take care of life, we're all fucking YouTubers that can get fucking canceled at any second. If you're monetized, demonetized at any second, it's hard. It's fucking hard to do it. And you're your own man. There's certain things that you're not gonna fucking do. I wish I could help. My friends with their thing. I can't just be helpful to like Rockastaldo and I have Rob by saying go sub to his channel or whatever, because he can't make money off of his channel. The harder thing is to encourage you to go to his fucking website, go to his store and buy his fucking crystals and tensor tools. Right? But that requires a whole lot more. It's not an entertaining thing. Maybe you get some value out of something that he's written on there, because I think he has a couple of articles or something, right? He might still be on Patreon. I don't remember. He should, if he's still got a Patreon, you can go to that. Right? Support Rob. Support James True. I'm not really working so much with James True moving forward, but I still love and support and respect the man. So I want to get all that. I want to get that all out there. How's it going? It's cuteness. Don't be a bot or a troll or anything like that. All right? Hi. Anyway, so otherwise, man, what all manner of thoughts are on my mind. I think one at the top is that we're acting like the JFK files are an 80,000 page nothing burger, but it's not. It's an 80,000 page, here are the conspiracy theories that were correct, which includes the FBI covering for the CIA. That's in there. The FBI was covering for the CIA, who was involved in suppressing how much of an influence Soviet espionage was, or at the very least suppressing what there was in the mix of Soviet espionage. as well as little things like how well Jack Ruby and Oswald knew each other. And like I've only looked at maybe a dozen fucking pages that like I've just had time to catch while fucking scrolling through X, and some schmuck who sucks Trump's cock is posting it, right? So don't worry, Trump's cocksuckers will let you know how things are going. So these are not insignificant things. These are all you can fucking expect. What did you expect from the 1960s government and makeup of Congress? What were you going to expect from what would have been in the reports of these people? You thought some fucking glorious fucking saint was fucking writing down their fucking crimes and putting it on top secret records to eventually, you know, come out and, you know, and good, that'll be the day I fuck. That's the movies. Who makes the movies? The same people who fucking control the money in the government. You know, the Khazarian fucking mafia. A fucking ancient fucking goddamn fucking bloodline. Ancient fucking bloodline. They ain't got nothing to do with what you think is anybody special. Because there are no specials like that. There are monsters. And the only thing special about a monster is that when they have shown through their behavior, through their violation of morality in natural law as such, that you have a special fucking ordainment by true divine virtue to fucking destroy the people. But you don't destroy people that are good fucking people. It's straight up, as it's so hardcore specific that you couldn't get one fucking, like, you know, genocidal jolly out of it, right? You're talking about, it's no different than saying I declare war on the drug cartels, right? You know, did Trump say I declare war on Venezuela? No, he declared war on Venezuela. Are tormenting Venezuela and making the situation to bring Venezuelans to the United States. But we are confusing that with I only want there to be white people in the world. And there's a delusion of grandeur for people that don't understand how racism works. No, bro. The 90s just stuck on me. There's a big difference. The 90s stuck on me, motherfucker. Come on. We'll fucking go do something 90s style, and we'll see how you like it. You and I, you want to go out? You want to go out and fucking play in the woods with sticks and pot? You want to do that? Where there's no one around, and I can beat you up if you're out of fucking line? Like the 90s? Like I got beat up when I was out of line by people that weren't really my fucking friends, but I didn't know any better because I was a teenager and I didn't get a chance to truly fucking enjoy the 90s because I was fucked up. And then I had to unfuck up myself while enjoying who I fucking am. You know, go through the healing and then the strength and the regeneration, the new generation. So yeah, man, the 90s stuck on me. Get it fucking straight. Otherwise, I'm gonna fucking block you. Anyway. You guys have no idea who you're listening to right now. But anyway, so there are massive superstructure columns under the pyramids. This was just discovered this fucking week, apparently. So archaeologists have fucking been using, like, I guess, sonic equipment, and they now have verified fucking data that shows that there are giant fucking columns under the fucking pyramids. There's a column foundation. And it goes down hundreds of fucking feet or something. It goes fucking deep. I saw a little fucking rendering, a little digital rendering of what it looks like, and it's it looks like it's got coils. I don't know why they animate. What I've heard so far, I didn't get too deep in the weeds. I listened to like one video about it, and I was also doing things while I was listening to the video. So I'm just bringing up some stuff that I heard. I don't have I found out about it from a tweet from Cliff High. Half past human. So this revelation changes everything. You know, like this is an order of magnitude above the heads of Maui, right? Like everybody's minds were blown the day they realized that the Maui heads were full bodies underneath when they dug one out. Now, the fucking eighth wonder of the world, or whatever we fucking call the pyramids, and this is like, I think, at least all three of the holy trinity of pyramids has these fucking columns. Wouldn't shock me if they were Jed columns. Jed columns, which would be conduiting, transferring, kind of a engineering equivalent of Kundalini energy, if you will, or whatever your rising kind of Shakti principle is. So yeah, because obviously looking at that, you're gonna see it and you're gonna say, like, well, obviously those columns are foundational. They had to have been put there first. And I bet those columns are a big fucking tell, once we get way more data about it, about truly how you could build the pyramids. Because we don't know, we still don't know, right? We have developed excellent theories. We have good evidence in the hieroglyphic records of these deep esoteric knowledges that we knew were up in advancement of sorts with them. And so it's getting a hold of the full application of their ideas is what we're trying to get a grasp of, right? Because we've seen the things where we kind of see like, well, it looks exactly like an incandescent light bulb and this and that, right? And we make too much of it because there's too much of it, like the laptop, right? Everybody thinks that there's the Egyptian laptop where like the guy's holding the thing like this, You know, it's a stone thing, and it even has a little hole in it, and people think it's like a port, like it's a data port of some sort, or a plug-in port. It's like, no. It would stand to reason that if these people were fucking literate, they would have a fucking desk that would prop up the scroll that they're reading, so they could sit at a table that they built and read a scroll without somebody around to hold it up for them. So they built a fucking thing to hold up their fucking scroll. It's a book holder. Fucking fucks. Why do you think they call a laptop a notebook? Because it opens like a... idiots. Fucking idiots. How's it going, Edward Roberto? Let's see. Hi. And then the other one, which I made a specific video about, is the Temple of Seti. Temple of Seti the First. The first son, the first pharaoh after, or the second pharaoh in the Akhenaten dynasty. The Akhenaten dynasty was the dynasty of the decline of Egypt, or Kemet. And we're talking about a pharaoh named after Set. My God, a guy who worshipped a liar, and members of his cult are lying about him again. Hey, what's up, Adam? So, there are not submarines and airplanes and spacecrafts and motor cars depicted in the hieroglyphs. Those are not hieroglyphs. I mean, they are hieroglyphs, but they are damaged hieroglyphs because somebody was editing. The Temple of Seti I used to be a temple of Akhenaten, obviously, because that placement in the temple had an original linguistics that looks in the shape of other hieroglyphs superimposed, and then they look like that. And the original one had text about Akhenaten, and the new one has text about Set, as specifically an attestation of their rulership. The is both of them are the same kind of thing, an attestation of rulership. But it's phrased differently, and it's referencing a slightly different thing, right? And so it comes off to me that it kind of shows that there was an animosity of some sort between Set and his father. And Set maybe didn't like his father in some way, at least as a pharaoh, and was rewriting fucking history. It's more of a fucking literal and deliberate allegory of rewriting history than it is evidence of ancient aliens and super tech humans. We have plenty of evidence of super tech humans. We weren't using the fucking combustion engine. Get over your fucking selves. But I do think that we were absolutely playing with some sort of tech that we don't understand. And, it could be entirely possible that the main reason why the tech doesn't work is that the world had to be different. It might have functioned differently because gravity was different. It might have functioned differently because the Schumann resonance was a different frequency, perhaps, which is probably going to have a major, if not subtle, effects on the electromagnetic conduitation. I'm kind of throwing a word out there that doesn't make any. That the guy just kind of came up with that on the spot for being a conduit of energy. Because I kind of said conduit before. I'm trying not to repeat myself, but I failed and I sort of repeated myself. So at any rate, an electrical chart, right? You know, this gets into the Antiquitech ideas and what was going on, perhaps, in even just the fucking Victorian era, right? And the problem is that we are being very convoluted by a number of things, and certainly the history of Tartaria belongs somewhere as a real thing, as in actuality a different missing history of the Mongolian Empire as we've believed, we've known it. It wasn't. I think that it was more like small pet projects. Like, think about like Tesla, right? Like, Tesla developed all this shit, was financed by JP Morgan to fucking do it. He made all this shit, and only a small portion of it ever stuck as part of our cultural, national, like, infrastructure and our trajectory of technology and everything else. But I think that we probably had some very fucking wealthy fucking robber barons of the Gilded Age who fucking paid all sorts of unregulated fucking people to fucking do all sorts of unethical shit to get there, right? Not all of it was unethical, but I mean, like, unethical in the sense of, like, hey, let's get, like, some fucking day laborers to build my doomsday weapon, right? You know, like, imagine you're JP Morgan, you've commissioned Tesla to build you a doomsday weapon that you're selling as a fucking, you know, peaceful fucking thing, right? You know, you might want to get some chumps that don't fucking matter to fucking, like, plug it in. You know, to do all the fucking engineering, you know, hard work for the overseer, who's the one who actually knows what's going on with the science of it all. You know? It's the same thing as being like a land contractor, right? Like, you know all the fucking engineering and shit for, like, what kind of building goes on a fucking piece of, on a piece of property. But you're not the fucking guy laying the pipe down your fucking self. I mean, you might do it if you fucking think it's a good idea because your employees like to see it. You know? But then again, that's also the price of being, you know, the leader. You know, if you are of the Jarl class, if you're of the leadership class in our suppressed caste system, because we have a caste system that makes sense for the nature of who we are, right? With the Carls, the Jarls, and the Thralls. I spend so much fucking time thinking about this now because it's just part of my overall thesis on the perception of slavery. The king is in some respects the least free. Congratulations, you've got all that fucking going on for you now. But you can't just do all that you fucking want like that. You don't got the fucking time. You know, you've got to make sacrifices, otherwise the people are not with you. Like, there's all sorts of things you got to fucking do. and things that you just can't do because it's called a bad example, right? If you have to look like you're fucking working hard the way they're working hard if you're going to be right there alongside them at the job site. You have to do that because otherwise they're not going to do that. This is a this is a lesson. This is the lesson that's learned in the fucking Northman film when Fjolnir's youngest is fucking working with him. They're like fucking doing some carpentry on the house. Like, I don't know, it's like a fence building up project or something. And the kid's just like, why don't the slaves do it? And it's just like, the slaves need to see you working, right? And like, he doesn't fully explain it. He is explaining enough for the kid and letting the kid know that there's a deeper wisdom to it. Just be patient, understand, and trust me, and everything else, right? And so, yeah. And things like that can make all the difference between whether you fucking still have obedient slaves tomorrow or a revolt or a bunch of people would rather die or something to that effect, because they can't say one way or the other about what they're doing, because if the boss can do it, what the fuck are you complaining about, right? Because of course it may be slavery, but it ain't quote slavery. You know what I mean. So anyway, thanks guys. I'm off to work. I'll catch you later.